Now we're going to talk about the opening meditation that we do after our warm-up exercises, or if you're just in the middle of your day and you already feel like you're warmed up, this is a great way to start your practice. We want to start with getting our structure, feeling our knees right over our feet, feet facing forward, hips and shoulders stacked over the feet, tucking the pelvis, engaging the anal sphincter just gently and those lower pelvic muscles. And then we just bring our arms up, inhaling, and exhaling down the front. And we're bringing our arms up again, inhaling, exhaling down the back. One more time, inhaling and exhaling. And the first thing we do is called One is Fun. And we can do this with our eyes closed, but since we're just learning it now, I'll demonstrate it for you. So watch my hands. You don't need to do the hands. Again, you can also do this sitting in a chair just as well, if you happen to need to be sitting for some reason. Or again, these are great to do if you're in the hospital or you're just out of the hospital or you're having an episode where you're not feeling real well. So one is fun. We're going to melt down the front. We're going to imagine that we have an egg here on the front of our head that has a big smiley face on it, and we're going to crack that on the front of our head and feel like warm oil, a smile run down the front of our body. So the hands we do with this are point the thumb and the forefinger down, and we feel the warm oil come down our forehead, over our face, down the shoulders and chest, and down the front of the body, all the way down to the feet. Next, we have the back, and we crack an egg with a smile and feel that warm oil melt, just go down the back of the head, the shoulders, the torso, down the hips, all the way down to the feet. And now the third one, right over the top of the head, feel that smile just melt like warm oil down through your body, pointing your middle fingers down to the ground. Feel that smile just soak down through your torso, down your legs, into the ground, and out your arms. 2 is shoe. So imagine now that you have great big shoes like clown shoes, and they start to spread across the floor. 2 is shoe, and you're melting like ice melting into water and spreading, taking the floor. 2 is shoe. Good. And now spiral down from your feet all the way down into the earth. 3 is tree. Feel tree roots growing out of your feet, down into the earth to be twice the size of your body. And then let those tree roots spread out to be twice as wide. And now feeling yourself rooted into the ground. 4 is core. Relax your hands and let the earth energy start to come up through those tree roots, pulling up into your legs and all the way up into the belly, into the pelvis, soaking in that earth energy. 4 is core. And then 5, alive. Now feel from the top of your head your connection with the heavens, and feel the heavenly energy come down through the top of your head, down into your belly, into that lower dantian, and mix with the earth energy, and then come up the body, center of the body, separate at the shoulders, out the arms, and out the hands. 5, alive. Beautiful. So we do this to start our practice and get ourselves rooted and really feeling the energy in our body. And now the next thing we're going to do is a series of exercises that help clear our channels and also warm up the body. The first one we do is called Qi scattering. We're going to lift the arms up, and Qi means what? And then just lift the arms down, start to feel. Qi means life force or energy. Just like we know that the body has an electrical field, we know that there's a power that makes the lights come on, that also surrounds the body and runs through the channels. So we're just inhaling. This is the beginning of learning the exercise, and exhaling, keeping the knees soft. Now to do the Qi scattering, as we come up, we turn to the left and we toss with the right hand, left hand behind. Come back to the center and toss to the left, to the right, and to the left, keeping our knees over our feet, and to the right, and to the left. So if we're doing this in a chair, we would do this with a little less arm movement if the chair was in our way, but we could still do this just by doing it a little bit smaller. And we find the rhythm of our breath, and we start to feel as if we're tossing with that hand that goes across the body, all the way from the foot across the body and out the hand. Left foot all the way out the left hand, and now all the way from the right foot out the right hand. And if you find your arms are starting to get a little tired, just relax more into this. You can always take a break, but these will build strength. But as you relax into it, you'll find it's less effort. And 2 more. Clearing out the channels. Good. And down. Feel all the energy run through your arms. And now step together. This exercise is called dropping the post. And so we're going to start just bouncing on our heels. And again, we could do this sitting. We're starting to shake the joints to get any stagnation out of the joints. This will help with kind of things like arthritis and stiffness in the joints. So imagine you're shaking your ankles, and now your knees, now your hips and your shoulders, and then just come up just a little bit and then drop. Ankles, knees, hips, shoulders, and come up and drop. Dropping the post. You can see why it's called that. Ankles, knees, hips, shoulders, and come up and drop. Good. Warming up the joints and opening up the joints. And now step out. This exercise is for the bones. So the bones have a piezoelectric charge, and when we vibrate them, you'll find you start to get nice and warm, and we start to activate the bones here. So as we're doing this exercise, visualize your bones, your skeleton being strong. This is a good exercise for keeping the bones strong and fighting against things like osteoporosis. So we start with shaking the hands. Then we move the shaking into the elbows, up into the shoulders, down the torso, and all the way down the legs. Good. And again, hands, elbows, shoulders, torso, down the legs, all the way down. And hands, elbows, shoulders, torso, down the legs. You'll also notice it becomes impossible to keep my voice from shaking here too. And hands, elbows, hands, wrists, elbows, shoulders, torso, all the way down the knees, through the feet, and into the ground. And you should be starting to get warm. I know I am. And we'll do one more. Hands and wrists, elbows, shoulders, torso, all the way down the knees into the feet. Good. So now we've warmed up and sort of cleared out the channels and the joints and the bones. And we're ready to move on to a series of exercises that are all about bringing the energy into the body. And so for things like feeling a little tired from all of the complications of the immunosuppressives or the other underlying disease conditions that we have, these are great exercises, and we're going to do some that are specifically for specific organs. So it's good to do all of these to tonify and regulate the body, but you'll find ones that are specific for your favorite organs, maybe the ones you've had transplanted, so you can do those for extra repetitions if you choose. So to start out, we have one exercise we want to do, which is to come up and bring the hands together, which is like you're diving. Fold the hands and then fold over. Dive down, and you're just rolling over one vertebra at a time. The knees are bent. Come all the way down, and then drop the hips. Let the arms come out as you push yourself up with your hips. So I'm going to show this from the side. Drop over. So we're opening up all the channels of the back now. These are where some of the yang channels run. Come up with the hips. And again, over, diving. Drop the hips. Push yourself up as your arms come up. So the bladder channel and the gallbladder, which is paired with the liver, run down the back of the body. Opening those channels up, good. And stretching out the back. And again, over. And keep doing this exercise. I'm going to show that you can do this also in a chair, to make sure that for those of you who are in a chair, that you know you can do it. Again, you can just come up, and even if you can't come all the way over, just come as far as you can come, getting that nice stretch in your back, releasing the lower back, and then bring your arms up and inhale. As you go over, exhale, stretching out that back, and coming up, inhale. And one more over. And come up. And down, good. So that's a preparatory exercise that we call opening the spine. And then the last exercise in this segment that we're going to do is called the yang organ exercise. And that looks like this. Again, you can also do this in a chair. So it's sort of a little bit like a dog on its hind legs begging. Let your wrists be soft. And then your elbows just sort of come back a little bit. Again, keeping that pelvis tucked, what we call the Ming Men back. And imagine that you've got a big ball of energy that you're spinning here like this as you do this exercise. So you come in and push out, come in and push out. And this exercise is excellent for your digestion. So I do this without fail every day. This is one of the most commonly prescribed exercises for patients in China, in traditional Chinese medicine and Qi Gong, because it's good for all of the digestive organs. The stomach channel goes down the front of the body, and we're bringing that energy down the front of the body. And also the large intestine and the small intestine. And we're bringing the energy up the back of the body as well, where we get the gallbladder and the bladder. So this is the yang organ exercise, excellent for all kinds of digestive issues, nausea, any kind of digestive issues that you have. This is a great exercise. I've given this to lots of people and had wonderful, wonderful results. So this is a nice, easy exercise. Imagine that you're bringing that energy and spinning it in a ball, a great big ball of energy. Good. Two more. and down. And now in the next segment, we're going to go into some specific organ exercises.